I've gone ahead and finished the whole tray. I'm ready to put them in the oven now. While I was finishing up making the fingers, I preheated my oven to 325 Fahrenheit, which is what we're going to use to cook these. It's about 20 minutes usually, but I usually start checking at 15 minutes to make sure once these start to get golden brown, they don't look as much like fingers anymore. Leave them pale but holding together, and that's the perfect time to take them out of the oven. As you can see, I've left the alternating almond fingernails so you can see the variety, and I've slashed all the knuckles already and they're ready to go in. Okay, so I've been checking these every couple minutes for the last 5 to 8 minutes. It's been probably about 25 minutes right now, and they're still not golden yet, but they are still holding together, so that is the perfect time to take them out. I have used a non-stick cookie sheet, so I didn't need to grease the cookie sheet beforehand. If you don't have a non-stick cookie sheet, you might want to lightly grease in advance to make sure they'll come off of the cookie sheet. But so that they hold together properly, I'm going to let them cool a little bit first before I take them off the cookie sheet, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, these are about cool enough now. We just wanted to make sure that they weren't so warm and so loose that they just fall apart on the cooling rack. These cooling racks are great since you can stack up and save your counter space. After these cool a little bit more, the problem with the almond fingernails is that they will fall off. They don't stick properly with just the dough. So what you want to do is take a little bit of frosting and glue the nails back onto the cookies so that they won't fall apart when you serve them. So I'll go ahead and finish letting these cool, and then I'll be back to show you how to put the frosting onto the nails. Now that the finger cookies have had a little time to cool, I'm going to go ahead and use a little tiny tube of frosting I have to glue the nails back on. If you do this while the cookies are still too warm, you might have melted frosting all over the place, so be warned. So just lift up the almond, stick a little tiny dot of frosting down there, stick the almond back on, and go ahead and do the rest of them. For the flat nail, be a little more careful because if you're using an almond slice, it's a lot more fragile, especially after it's been baked. So when you press it back on, be careful you don't just smash it into pieces. So go ahead and do that for all the rest of your cookies. Now that our witch's fingers are completely cooled and the almond fingernails are glued back on, you can store them in an airtight container for 2 weeks at least, possibly longer. I haven't tested much longer than that. It's always good to make them well in advance of your party because there's plenty to do immediately before your party with the freshener ingredients. You can also make variations on this recipe. You can put food coloring in the dough, any color you like. I know a lot of people who think wicked witches must be green skinned. And you can also use the clear red gel food decorator icing. You can use that underneath the nail bed or make bloody stumps and make slashes and gashes, anything you'd like. When you're ready to arrange your fingers, you can do it in so many different ways. I've tried a whole bunch. I have taken like a stone urn, and I have the fingers reaching up out of the chocolate cookie dirt crumbs that you can have. You can also have them reaching out of a basket, which is also another fun look. Or the last one is the most basic, but still very creepy, and freaky witch's fingers. Just arrange them in a circular pattern or in clusters of hands on a plate. They're still very spooky that way, and they will probably disturb your guests, but as soon as they try to eat one, they'll see that they're very tasty. And I don't usually have many leftovers of these, so they are guaranteed tasty. I hope you've enjoyed watching today. More projects and recipes like this are available in my book, Eerie Elegance, available for sale at eerieelegance.com. I hope you have a fabulous Halloween and happy haunting!